Hey there everybody, Arlos here from Ice Games, bringing you episode 67 of my Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader Let's Play series, and we're not doing very good. We were doing good at the start of the last episode, and now things are going bad. There are blood pouring from our flagship bridge and all that fun stuff, but thankfully I believe this is just all in our head, because we have been captured by the Drukhari, and he put... one of the Archons, I believe, he put a worm up my nose, and the worm was looking at some memories because he wants to know something. He's also captured all my companions, and yeah, so that's what's happening. And so I believe this is in our head, especially with all this like warp kind of looking stuff, and the fact that it is my flagship bridge, and I know I've been captured. So let's just move forward. Let's see what's going on. Maybe we can rescue everybody. Oh gosh, what's this? Lord Captain, we have received an astropathic message from Draconis. The Scalander reports a Xenos raid against a merchant ship in the Garchfall's Calamity. New message from the Master Scallion Lord Captain. Achilles' aides have reported that the Xenos leader will be heading an attack on the paradise world of Grantis. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
I think that's just stuff that happened already, so it's just in our head. We identified the breed of Xenos that pose a threat to the Aldari. Pose a threat to the Aldari, humanity's ancient and insidious foes. I focused all my attention on investigating the attacks across your protectorate. I suspect that there was something bigger behind the Xenos attacks, but also the Drukhari like stole a son at the very start of the game, so I'm curious on what they're doing and why they're doing so much of this fighting and dealing with us, and I'm just glad they picked Drukhari. I love Drukhari. Lord Inquisitor. Not saying anything. I'm going to ignore any minor liberties that you, esteemed rogue trader, may be afforded yourself. Okay.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Okay, what's going on here? Do my eyes deceive me? Explain yourself. Why is there a shard of... We're not in your chamber. Oh, is that a shard of the start? We have that sword thing, right? We have... Did we get rid of it? No, it's a glowing stone. Yeah, we had that little shard. I thought we got rid of that.
Always keep your eye on the price.
You are accused of consorting with Xenos, betraying the Imperium, and neglecting the interests of humankind.
I did what? Oh, Cassia. Pulsating strands stretch from under Cassia's headpiece. One wrapping around her neck, while the others drain her lifeblood through the weeping eye sockets and mouth. Oh, gosh! Every exposed area of Argenta's skin is molted in an intricate pattern of scarlet blisters, crimson indentations, and charred tissue. The passing ray of light reflects off the countless tiny blades that look like they're sprouting inside Idira's body. Cabela's skin is covered in countless injection marks. Black tendril-like webs of burnt nerves radiate outward around each one. Of all the cold trader's bones are broken. Her augmented arm is ripped from its socket, and the bones of every finger on the remaining hand are twisted and sticking out at strange angles. Pascal's augmentations were separated but not extracted from his body. The places where they connect to the organic tissue teem with predatory millipede feasting on the coagulated blood and accompanying pus. Abelard's limbs were amputated and then sewn back onto his body with remarkable skill and precision using human tendons. Oh gosh, so gross. Alright, so that's just in my head, right? Just in my head.
The tribunal is waiting for your explanations. Come closer.
Yeah, Theodore is dead, so they can't be hurt. And here comes our principal witness, the rogue trader himself. If the presented evidence was not enough to convince you, his testimony will conclude this confusing case, full of oath-breaking, lies, and heresy. You drag this boy into this trial and now expect someone to lend an ear to the lowly heretic's testimony? I thought better of you, Interrogator von Kalox. I was very wrong. Enough. Let him speak. The sooner this business is concluded, the better. Then let us continue. Shielded by the powers of the warrant of trade granted by the Imperium, Theodore von Valancius more than once allowed herself to openly collaborate with Xenos. She plunged her entire protectorate into apostasy and heresy, including the current rogue trader, and went out of her way to prevent the Inquisition and me, personally, from maintaining order inside the Expanse. Does a rogue trader admit to festering with the Xenos? Or fraternizing with Xenos? Serving them as a puppet? And rejecting the God Emperor's blessed light for the sake of his heretical desires? The Xenos is gone. Why is the Lord Inquisitor here? And Theodore's reanimated corpse too. Didn't she die? Everything is wrong here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pass the 55%. Pass. Let's do that. Died, you say? But who are you talking to if I did? Get one simple truth into your empty head. Your role in these events is negligible. You shall thank me, the God Emperor on the Golden Throne, if I choose, and think me dead if it strikes my fancy. But this is not what matters right now. Just looking in your direction makes me sick. Why must I speak to this filth? Oh no. Oh no, okay, yeah. That was some incubi. Rogue Trader, are you alright? Or was your heretical association with Xenos so disruptive that you lost your mind? He leans forward slightly in the slight of your anguish. For a brief moment, boredom in his eyes is gone. It was amusing, but the joke has outstayed its welcome. It is painfully obvious that this heretic is dancing to your tune. His word against mine? Have you lost before you even unsheathed your blade, Hendrix? You need not worry, dear Lord Captain. It was not my intention to bring up unsupported claims. The rogue trader uncovered the crimes of the Eldari on the most important augur world of Von Valanci's protectorate, which feeds many imperial colonies in the Expanse. But instead of purging the planet of the Xenos menace, he allowed the humans to take refuge. In the shadow, yep, it is true. You did it. Yeah, that is decision's consequences. It's true you did. Yes, I did. Yes, I let the Eldari stay there. They are corrupting genuine society even as we speak. And who knows, perhaps another rebellion will not be long in coming. The rogue trader has often been accompanied by a Xenos companion. It's true. The Xenos is one of your is in your regiment, yeah. And through the warrant of trade, does allow one to grant sanction to individual specimens. What is this if not a confirmation of the Von Valanci's family's loyalty to the enemies of humanity? The rogue trader's ties to the Drukhari. You served the Drukhari? You did their bidding. They helped you survive. Without your Drukhari masters, you'd be dead. That's not true. A different subspecies of Eldari are just as obvious. Who else could help him divine the carefully prepared plans of Drukhari, if not other Drukhari? Carlos von Valancius always ends up in the location of the next Drukhari raid, knowing for certain where they are going to strike. Oh, so he thinks that I'm working with another Drukhari cabal, right? I think that's what it is. And he thinks that this is how he's going to figure it out. Before the court of the God Emperor himself, I plead guilty to all charges. As you can see, this is a confession straight from the horse's mouth. What other evidence can the court possibly seek? The tribunal remains silent, although those present cast anxious glances at your predecessor. At this point, the tribunal probably wants to know what the true intentions of the Von Valanci's dynasty are. The rogue trader claims he has been waging war against Uchari this entire time, except, was there really a war? Or was it another carefully staged performance? Allow me to explain what actually happened, Arlos von Valencius. I personally invited the Drukhari to his worlds, and then used their strength and resources to sow chaos in the Expanse to gain leverage over his rivals. It was very convenient to play the victim while working with those who rob your neighbors blindly and terrifying the worlds that pay you tribute. How much did you profit from this rogue trader? Did you think I would not uncover your pathetic conspiracy? You served the Drukhari? You did their bidding. They helped you survive. Without you, Drukhari Masters, or without your Drukhari Masters, you would be dead. No, willpower. Enough of this circus, Henrik. I did not set up any attacks. And I succeeded! Yay! Rogue Trader, you are destroying your only chance to make yourself useful to the Inquisition, and to me personally. Do not tempt fate, and do not resist the examination. Alright. Are you really saying your war with the Drukhari was not a hoax? Then how did you and your foolish subjects know the coordinates of the enemy ships every time? How did you know their targets? Did you think your expert on all things Xenos was shrewd enough to divine the carefully devised plan of the Cabal's finest? No, only other Drukhari could do that. And even then, only a few. This means you were in collusion with them. You served the Drukhari? No, I did not serve the Drukhari. Bull-headed stubbornness does not befit a man of your pedigree, Rogue Trader. But since you've decided to deny everything, I will summon another witness. I'm sure everyone will find it interesting to explore the storied story from another angle. Oh no, if the court so desires, my speech will run like the river and wash away your debts. I found this shard on my home in the Rogue Trader's chambers. An entire craft world vanished among the stars, and only clue to its fate rests in the hands of this Monkai. That was where I began to suspect that he had something to do with the misfortunes of befalling her craft world. Do not be deceived by his breed. There is a cunning predator lurking behind the fluttering fragile butterfly. The Monkai before you is a bizarre amalgamation of qualities not usually inherent in his feeble species. He has mastered the mysteries of many of this world's cultures, the secrets of the universe and ancient artifacts, fine art of war, their intricacies of deceit, all are embodied in a single Monkai, however hard it is to believe. However, the thread that bound our past broke the moment I realized the Monkai's involvement in the disappearance of my home. To flee the Rogue Trader, I tracked down and eliminated his chief tracker, who has pursued our kin in this part of the galaxy for many years, and thus earned clemency before his court. So, Achilles did not simply vanish. You helped him disappear. I say he had only himself to blame. An agent who cannot recognize the impeding threat is useless. No, this is wrong. No court in the Imperium would ever admit the testimony of a Xenos. You are only allowed to speak when questioned. But since the Rogue Trader is so eager to make his voice heard, by all means do. The court is curious to know what you gleaned from this interrogation. Oh. I hope I succeeded in spoiling your little show. All you had to do was submit, useless Monkai. Trust me, you will pay for your antics 100 times over. You like jokes, do you? I will cut your filthy mouth wide open, from ear to... Enough. Okay, good. It was all in my head. I know that. Oh, but... there is someone more important here. Oh, after the spell is lifted, staggering pain pierces your body. Darkness clouds your vision, and nausea creeps up your throat. But the wounds you manage to forget soon remind you that you're still alive. Archon Nezarkai? Oh! Is he not? Is the other one not actually an Archon? Okay. Muffled Archons are kind of like the leaders of Cabals. Which is cool. Archon Nazakai. Muffled clapping tears you from the voice of agony. The Drukhari in the center of the chamber observes you coldly from under the golden mask, causing your insides to clench. A Dracon of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest has been cast down by his own ineptitude in the attempt to take part in Thylian Caloril. Never did I think that my eyes were destined to behold the greatest disgrace from a dark one. A trueborn humbled by the lowly creature before the Council of Archons. Oh. Let's see if this lore. Look at the female Drukhari. Test failed. Xenos look menacing. Perhaps she is the personal guard of Drukhari sitting on the throne. Oh, the incubi here? I know who they are. Oh, is your vet here? Oh, she is over here. Okay. Look at the Drukhari upon the throne. Only half his face is hidden behind the golden mask with an intimidating visage. The other half is showing a malicious, sharp-toothed leer. The Xenos' elaborate armor is decorated with skulls and patches of human skin, impaled on countless blades and hooks. He carries himself with authority and ease, as though he is a ruler who holds the threads of fate for all those present tightly in his grasp. A look at the other Drukhari. There is genuine terror in his face, but his face remains impassive and calm. At one point he catches your eye, and you can clearly see he is lusting for blood. Your blood. Look at your vet. Yolette absorbs every word, occasionally wincing in pain and covering her weeping wounds. Her posture and gestures are full of tension. Like prey cornered by a pack of predators, she smirks under the hungry stares of those around her. Okay, let's listen to the conversation. With the greatest respect, mighty Archon of the Cabal of the Black Heart, first among the chosen, voice of the overlord of the city, bringer of demise, conqueror of 100 worlds. The Council of Archons has heard enough platitudes. Drakon. No longer wishes to. Uh-oh, what's going on? Sly, intriguing, ruthless chill of jagged eyes. It's a solitaire. Swear to God, it's a Harlequin solitaire. It is. Look at you. Oh, sorry. The solitaire are one of my favorite Drukhari units. They are amazing, and I have one for my Drukhari army. Actually, I have a Harlequin army too. I actually have it from my Harlequin army, but I have not painted my Harlequins yet. Just finished building a bunch of them. But I do have a solitaire I use in my Drukhari army. Okay, so the stranger. Vitral verbose, the cult and thrust keep time with fate's own machinations grave. But those doffed footwork lead to naught but dust, while from this brutal finish none can save. This play the puppet master granted me, through murky stalls the path obligingly. Oh man, okay. I'm gonna go to a little lore rant with solitaire. So essentially, Harlequins are there's the Eldari, who come from craft worlds and stuff like that. There's the Drukhari, who live in Comoron, kind of the evil version of Eldar or Eldari. And then Harlequins kind of are in both worlds almost. Harlequins essentially tell the story of the Drukhari. They're kind of like traveling minstrels and stuff like that. They follow the only god, I believe, that's still the Eldari still have that's alive, the Laughing God. So they kind of worship the Laughing God. And that's how they kind of get saved, is the Laughing God will save their soul from Slaanesh. Except for the solitaire, because the solitaire, in their little dance and plays and stuff like that, which they do in combat, it's really kind of interesting. They actually represent Slaanesh, so their soul isn't saved when they kind of like forfeit their soul to play this role. So when they die, they just automatically eat by Slaanesh. But they're so awesome. I think they actually they kind of take a little power. They kind of connect themselves to Slaanesh a little bit and kind of draw a little bit power from Slaanesh and kind of become super strong. Sorry, I'm just very excited to see a Harlequin, a Drukhari, and that's a Harlequin's kiss there. This weapon's really cool. So this weapon, if you plunge it into someone, it sends out like a bunch of tiny little like tiny little like I can't remember what type of metal it is, but like metal strings that go all through your body and like just like shred your insides to like nothing. Cool. Okay, anyways, let's continue. The puppet master has Vect himself invited you to this chamber? Vect. So Vect is kind of the the de facto leader of the Drukhari. The Drukhari. He's kind of like the leader. He kind of controls all of Kamara right now. No matter. You may be our guest, but you are merely a spectator in this performance. And spectators do not belong on the stage, as you undoubtedly know. Do not interfere, again, because Harlequins go around and do performances. The stranger presses a delicate finger to the lips of the sorrowful mask and says with a twinkle in his eye, "A shadow in the shadows will I be." Okay, look at the Eldari who interrupted the trial. Lore test succeeded. The bright, motley, and hollow suit, the mask hiding his own face, and the grateful, subtle movements. Before you stands a Harlequin, another representative of the multifaceted Eldari race. The Xeno catches your eye and nods. For a moment, the play of shadows on the mask appear to twist its expression into a mischievous grin. All right, let's do this one. Recall what you know about Vect. You have heard many gruesome tales about the atrocities of the Drukhari, but the cruelest and vilest always involve Vect, the Archon of the Cabal of the Black Heart, the supreme overlord of Kamara, and the most dangerous of all of his dark kin. Hey, look, I know things. Yay! Okay, so and Xenos, I will burn all of you in this den of heresy, in the God Emperor's name. The words almost fly from your lips when the sharp pain seizes your head in a vice-like grip. Blood and nausea roll inside your throat, and the world starts swaying before your eyes. It looks like the creature he shoved into your head is still suppressing your will with all its might, but you can already feel its approaching demise. Okay, this is the conversation. But it's been a long time since the Obsidian Court last saw such an entertaining spectacle such as this. The accusations flung at Archon communities may be serious, but I see no reason to attempt to divulge into their substance. Drukhari the Throne looks at Marzalii with a hungry, I'm just going to call them all the different names, hungry leer, clearly waiting for his reaction. His eyes widen, filled with astonishment and disbelief. He seems to have been certain of the outcome and did not expect what he is hearing now. As his lips twist in an arranged snarl, hatred detected of the Xenos on the throne, yet it finds no other outlet other than gazes of the dozens of Drukhari in the chamber. The arena will make you answer for this insult to the court. The arena will strip you of your titles and your skin, and the contender's blows will break your bones and your pride. Nothing but blood and suffering will wash away the shame the Drakon has brought upon himself this day. Oh, so he tried using us to kind of prove that another cabal was kind of messing with him, and he couldn't prove it, so now he's going to be stripped of his role and sent to the gladiatorial pits, where the witches will probably have fun slicing and dicing with him. With a hiss of rage, he draws his blades, preparing to fight back. Oh, maybe they'll just kill him. Oh, you're vet. Oh no! The Archon nods in satisfaction and makes an unfamiliar gesture. The guards draw close to you. Let us return to you. Urim? I'm just going to call you Urim. The Harlequin's laughter interrupts the Archon and echoes under the vaults of the chamber in a resounding baritone. And oh, the mast upon their marks now stand. The slave of vanity the spire ascends. The thief and traitor cast downward by her hand. Unbeknownst to all, their fate depends. Upon the lead unseen, a player green. The Harlequin leans forward, his eyes you with genuine interest. Is this how you treat the hospitality of Kamara? Archon angrily balls his fists. The shadow of his wrath hang over the Eldari interloper like a thundercloud. I thought your words were worth more. You insult me by interpreting the trial again. Xeno sweeps into a theatrical bow without taking his eyes off of his face. You, Archon, speak a just rebuke. In truth, fate melodies its snarls fantastic have entrapped me here, and when I heard them play, I could not keep my lips from grinning wide. Here comes the hour of shadows to retreat, to where the curtain waits to rise. The laugh with no beginning now sends forth the call. I want the Harlequin in my party. Ow! Why'd the incubi slice me? Okay, incubi are kind of like elite Drukhari. I think I've talked about them before, but yeah, essentially the Eldari have like Path of Warriors, so that's where you get your Warp Spiders, your Striking Scorpions, stuff like that, like your Aspect Warriors. The Incubi are kind of like the Aspect Warriors of the Drukhari. In fact, to become like a full Incubi, you have to find a warrior of the Eldar and actually like crush their spirit stone, and so essentially like make them go to like essentially get their soul get eaten by Slaanesh, and that's what they carry. They carry those with them. They have to take out an aspect warrior and crush their soul.
Owie, owie, temporary setback.
The world is in impenetrable haze of warm pain. You lie motionless. No, you rest in the murky gloom, slowly dissolving into nothingness. Sometimes your response is troubled by unpleasant and persistent tremors coming from the place where your legs used to be. You do your best to ignore them. You away, you vulture. This is not your prey. A vaguely familiar voice reaches you through the curtain of darkness, but your disobedient thoughts refuse to reveal where and when you heard it before. Was it just recently or 100 lifetimes ago? The trembling coming from your legs is replaced by a violent jerking motion, and then it finally stops. From the phantasmagorical retreat, the deftly seized, the merchant vagabond, the puppet master's strings left dangling. Again, rise up and take your place and dance. The spark ignites in the darkness, and its light ruthlessly cuts through the gloom and envelops you. An ugly image of the reality around you assaults your retina. You can feel your body again and realize it is filling you with pain. Your shoulder is sore from an injection. Until I get a couple of recap, my vital status is yet to be determined. Alas, the bliss of death will save you not. The whirling waltz of chance and gloom you'll dance. A prickling sensation burns your shoulder, and the darkness is at last fully withdraws from your mind. Whatever the ejection was is making your heart beat a frenzied tattoo and your pupils narrow, and as you now register every detail of the disgusting place in which you have found yourself in merciless clarity. Let's feel your body. Succeeded. You immediately regret this decision. Every inch of your body is suffering. There's a dull, debilitating pain in your head, caused by chemicals of some kind. Your body is covered in deep cuts, made either for fun or with sinister intent. All of your organs appear to be intact, but the same cannot be said for your blood. You've lost a great deal. Finally, a strange gnawing spasm occasionally flares up in the base of your skull it was not severe, but for some reason, it's what concerns you most of all. Oh yeah, we got a brain worm. All your equipment is gone, as are your shoes. But you do not even have a knife. And you're at hand to fend off enemies, or to open your veins. Let's look around. You're surrounded by dead, numerous corpses, mutilated bodies, and pieces thereof. Humans, Drukhari, and other Xenos unfamiliar to you lie motionless in the gruesome mortuary. Look at a rescuer. Your stranger refuses... Gosh, that's so cool. Your eyes refuse to focus at the blurry figure, the person who came to your aid. He appears to be tall, and your mind refuses to continue. From every moment of concentration causes you suffering. I've seen you somewhere before. Who are you? A dream, obscure of death, deliverance, illuminating will, and agony. Where am I? Among the shadows and the wings you lie, where taut are pulled the puppet master's strings. Stranger links his fingers to mimic the tools of a puppet. My companions, where are they? Not here. The roles have been decided now. If you play your part, perhaps the plot will draw you back together. Or to doom. The figure's cruel laughter follows. This overture verse, the final lines, the merchant's title to trend, the boards has come. Embark you now upon your pilgrimage, and take my parting gift, a humble prop. The stranger deposits something in your hand and disappears into twilight. Gift from the cave. Ooh, I get a gun. Attempt to rise. Your body has suffered too much to obey your mind, or rather, this is how it would be if something else would have been for someone else, perhaps, but not for you. You have lived through worse. You've lived through torture, sometimes in your distant past. Oh yeah, because that was my thing. Anguish and torture could never break you now. You will rise to your feet and press on. All that is left is to understand is why you should. All right. Remember all the people whose lives depend on you. All right, hundreds of faces flash before your mind's eye, friends, subjects, and companions. The universe is cruel and full of darkness, and your will and determination are the only barrier between your loved ones and its crushing apathy and brutality. You have no right to die, not here, not now. Ruthlessness or resolvefulness floods your veins, and like incandescent plasma, and you make another attempt to get up. I gained power of honor effect. Ooh. I get +2 toughness, and I count 5. You get up. Yes, your body aches and rebels against you, but your tempered mind is stronger than mortal flesh. You draw yourself up straight and take in your surroundings.
I always keep my
We should
options
probably
open.
equip this gun we got.
I won't compromise my
I
principles.
love how we lost all of our items, except for our ship items. That's kind of funny. Ooh, I'm also injured, it looks like. Fresh injury. But I do have 100 wounds. Deformed bones. Darkened eye. Oh gosh, so many. Oh, but I do have power of honor. Okay. Can't do that. Rumors, can't do that. Oh, let's go try to find our companions, I guess? Corpses smile at you with warmth and whisper quietly, "It is over for you. Join us." Okay. Look at this beggar. Hands off. Corpses are mine. These other humans? Search. Find nothing that could be useful to you. Hit the map button here for a second. Okay.
Keep your wits about you.
Find anything there? Ooh, I get a collect all those items. Lost contact with the flagship. At the moment, it is impossible to remove trophies from cargo since communication with the flagship hasn't been established. All right. Whatever the dead have, I take it. What is this? You killed your people. Told you any better, replace it with a heretical rag. Okay. Don't want to miss anything. It is not impossible to identify the Horanus spawn dressed in rags as a human being, or rather, genetic anthema descended from human beings. The mutant's hideous appearance is complemented by brutal scars and a partially flayed face. You seem to have made an equally poor impression on the wretched beggar. He seizes you up in wrath. You look like a Grox pat. How'd you still breathing with wounds like that? Perception taste failed. I'm in need of help. Really? A griping tale. And why should I give a crap? I'm begging you. Perhaps we could strike a deal. You want to trade? I got things to trade. What have you got? Apart from your innards and whatever that thing that keeps trying to fall out of your gut. Offer him a weapon. I got this. I got one of those already, and mine's meaner than yours. Yours may be meaner, but mine's worth more. You can fetch a good deal for it later. Not convinced. Why don't you back off before I feel like proving my gun is better than yours? I say we keep to ourselves then. Okay. Figure that. A trade between two leaders. What a laugh. Needs shelter and assistance and a healer. Fine. Who else should help a helpless soul as this accused faces? None other hapless sap. Right, come. I'll take you somewhere safe. Beckons you to follow him. Something in your wrist clicks, and a long blade coated with something. Then something in his wrist clicks. Thrust out of it. A moment later, the blade sinks into your flesh. Oh no! He just stabbed me. Do not feel any pain, and yet, at least, you merely watch the surprise as a spray of crimson spans through the air. Do you not know how your hand seized the beggar's throat? Your fingers clench around it for their own accord. The mutant's eyes grow wide and rattle escapes his reeking mouth. He dies before he can wound you again. You force yourself to release your grip on his crushed larynx. The pain finally reaches through your veil of adrenaline, but the sensation is hardly shocking. What is another wound to you when your body's already suffered from 100 just like it? Oh, neat. Well, let's take his gun. That was better. All right, he's got a gun. Ooh, it is actually a lot better. A knife, a stem, and some boots. Let's collect all those. And then what we're going to do is we're going to equip that. Equip that knife. Put that gun here. These gives whenever the wearer chooses an ally as a target of their ability, the wearer immediately gains +3 movement points. All right. Well, I mean, I don't have any allies, so for MP and AP. Okay, let's grab that. Anything over here? No. Look at this. Corpse falling down. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Awareness. Wait, pass this test?
I
Oh, I
always
did.
get the job
I get
done.
a skin patch. Consumable removes trauma. Cool. Gross. Alright. This beggar. Whatever the dead have, I take it. Okay. Oh. Wounds barely hurt at all. Your body feels surprisingly light. Why am I coughing? Oh, do I not have... Yeah, I don't have any, like, anything on. So this is just kind of like what we looked like when we first made our character. Okay, let's see if there's anything here. It's a multi-key. That's good. Don't hurt me, I've got nothing to take. The wounds barely hurt at all, and your body feels surprisingly light. I know, you just told me that. Am I losing any of my... No, I'm not. 38% here. Probably not enough.
I'll learn from this mistake.
Let's go this way. Hands off, the corpse is mine. Hands off, the corpse is mine. Okay. Oh, you surrender to the cough and lie down. It'd be easier... If you surrender to the cough and lie down, it'd be easier to breathe and your lungs will stop hurting. Nope.
Oh, it's a peculiar thing.
Oh.
Let us not dawdle. That's how it's done.
Grab another sin there. Sin there. There's so many dead people around you. How it must be having 40's done to your crew. Okay. Oh yeah, maybe you killed my crew. Pelican voice, a strange device, invites you to put your hand in the depths and press the activation button. Nope. Enormous eyes stare at you through the glowing portal, or rather, the portal is an eye of something enormous in its maw, patiently waiting for you to step inside. Well, let's not step inside then. Don't hurt me. I've got nothing to take. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Nothing around here, right? Yes, so let's head the other way then.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
The wide maw of the chute stretches in a mellow grin, as if promising to disgorge a few more bodies. Okay. We just must be in the dumpster area. Someone tried making it up. Probably tried making it up, but then, like, slid back down, it feels like. That's what happened. Okay. More beggars. You fool. Do you have a death wish? That's why they came here, to get people like us. I'm still going to try to sneak past. Maybe they won't take any notice. Nope, they notice. They notice. I'm not able to see them. They're hunters. Darn butchers. Light warriors. Oh, can we try to be sneaky? Aha! Chest over here, but you're here. I want you to go. Move. Oh no! Nope, we found them.
Agonize next.
We're gonna move here and start the battle. All right. I am all about helping other people, so this kind of sucks. All right. First things first. I can use these though. Front line. Yeah, let's do that. Make you more damage, and then I can take dodge reduction. There we go. Do that. So I do more damage. There we go. Can I target myself with that? I can't. I can give myself this. Attacks my allies in the air inflicted by the overall effect. One of the combat techniques for 1 round, all attacks by allies in that area inflicted Inflict the overwhelming effect on enemy that fails. Okay. Okay. One round. All enemies in the area are forced to reroll success, dodge, and parry test. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we got that done. Let's try shoot at you.
I'll see to it personally.
We missed. Good job, team. There we go. Enter. This is not going to be fun. Okay. Well, maybe we can take. Oh gosh. Okay, maybe we can take them out. Maybe I shouldn't have tried doing this. Let's put them all in one spot.
I'll make it happen.
You are doomed!
Aha, I did some damage.
Nobody escapes us. My artifice is unsurpassed.
Aha, you missed. Okay. Try to focus down on one. What we're actually going to do is we're going to run over here because these guys are combat. Let's run over here, and then we can run over here later. So then we're going to...
It's as good as done.
And then try to pick you up. Take some damage here. Yeah, you didn't quite make it. Good. That's what I thought. Alright, let's run away a little bit more. Got a good shot there. There.
I'll make it happen.
Okay, what we're gonna do is let's shoot at you.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea. On it. I'll make it happen.
Yeah, we got one. Good. Then what I'm gonna do is I've got. Oh, I can't. Oh, we're just gonna enter. What happens when I die? I'm very curious when I lose the game. That's about to happen, isn't it? Yeah, that's clearly about to happen.
I'll see to it personally.
Yeah, let's try using this. I don't think this... Yeah, let's just enter. I'm about to get killed.
My battle is
Yeah,
not
okay.
over.
Kind of knew this was going to happen. Load last save. Let's see what happens. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, we need to hide. We cannot deal with them. That is for sure. We are not a combat class, we are a support class. So, be nice if we were a combat class. I'm also very curious on how far back this goes. Oh gosh, it goes way back over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through this to get back to where I was before. And yeah, that's where we'll end it when I'm trying to escape those Xenos friends. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you guys like what you see, like, subscribe button, all that fun stuff. If you guys don't like what you see, hit that dislike button. And yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. Until next time, keep your stick on the ice.